Welcome to another episode of Blockchain Chronicles. This series is being produced by the team at MetricsCoin. My name's Trent Richards and I'll be the host, and joining me today is Chris Defour from Whale Room. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure to get you on. So,
yeah, absolutely.
For those that are new to Blockchain Chronicles, our aim is just to share some good quality content, anything blockchain, anything crypto, and today is obviously going to be no different. So, Chris, why don't you start by just telling our viewers just a little bit more about yourself and your background prior to the launch of Whale Room?
Yeah, so I just turned 28. I graduated university about 5 years ago, and when I started university, I started a few businesses in marketing and software development, and then got started with building SaaS applications, service as a software. And through all of that, and through some of my friends who introduced me to crypto, got a real passion for it very quickly, to see like all the use cases that could be built on top of this new technology and all of the infrastructure that would kind of go and replace everything in the world, right? So started doing a lot of research on, what is actually going to move the needle forward long term, and kind of looked at the market from the sidelines while I was building my other businesses with my partners. And recently, as about a year ago, we decided to take like a more committed approach to building actual infrastructure on top of popular blockchains that we think are going to thrive for a long time, right? So that's a bit how I came into the blockchain scene. I would say I'm a product market fit guy, marketing guy all around. So I love trying to match the problems of a consumer is having in a given market, and adapting features in a product to match their needs, right? Because all great products, all they do really is they solve a problem, right? So I've tried to get good at discovering what they are and finding solutions quickly by leveraging all these novel technologies that are coming out. So.
Okay, cool. And what was it about crypto that even got your interest at the very, very beginning?
Well, first of all, I was born kind of at the end of the last bull run, in a sense, in the crypto world. So yeah. I remember getting texts from my buddies that I went to boarding school with, telling me about the bull run, and I wasn't too familiar with the industry at that time. I had heard about Bitcoin. I had my Coinbase account open, ready to buy Bitcoin, but I had just never done it. So I never started going down that rabbit hole of really trying to understand the ins and outs of what makes it work and why is everyone going crazy about it, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it went.
Yeah, sure. And now you've spent a fair bit of time putting together this new project, Whale Room. Let's talk about Whale Room. So firstly, what is it?
So, well, during that time in the crypto market, that I was learning everything about what makes up good utility, why throughput of transaction speeds is important, why network fees are bad and stuff. So essentially, while I was doing all this research, getting started in this space, I had myself to start from zero in a sense, right? Because what I found very quickly in the market is a big problem with disinformation on YouTube, on Twitter. So everyone has this type of opinion about the coin of the day or the technology of the day or the vertical of the day. And it's very, very confusing when you're getting started to parse through these 6,000 projects, right? To know, am I learning from someone who actually holds these tokens and has been a loyal holder of this project for a long time? Or is it someone who just came in to, flip the token in 2 days and tell me something so I act a certain way, right? So we wanted to build, I wanted to build some sort of infrastructure where we could actually verify, you can't do this in Telegram, but we wanted to take the Telegram experience and have, instead of having these arbitrary random rooms catered to specific projects, right?
Yeah.
And in those rooms, you would have to actually, with your MetaMask, which is a very popular ETH wallet, you would have to verify and validate that you actually hold the balance to enter the room. And so when I came up with this concept, it was about a year and a half ago. The market wasn't ready to see this type of solution born. And so just started planning out, what features should be there, what the premium perks should be for members, how we could provide more insights to get the learning curve shorter for them, stuff like that. So I started planning that part. But then I started noticing little aspects of different projects that I was following, that I was doing research on, that I really, really liked. And I saw that had great results for the community. So took all of that, put it into the solution, designed our tokenomics, and decided, the right time to launch this type of social utility would not be like during the crypto winter or even the tail end of the crypto winter, but better yet at the start of the next bull run, right? Because they come in cycles. And so we waited strategically until January of 2021 to do our launch of our token. And our token really it's a utility token that what we see as a community amplifying mechanism for our platform, right? How did we sure, we had a lot of ideas about what to put in this product at the start, but what better place to get advice about, how these features are going to solve a problem and get consensus on that than with early adopters, right? And in crypto, how it works is your early adopters, almost anything you're building, they're your token holders.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So in our platform, how it works is if you hold, you can pay for our memberships in US dollars and stuff like that. And that's actually the only way we monetize. But we have this whole peer-to-peer community-based tiers for our members. So if they hold, let's say, one whale token, they get access to the Zen room, which is a room specifically for anyone who holds at least one whale. If you hold all the way up to 10,000 whale, you can access any room in the platform without holding the minimums.
Right.
Without holding the minimum. So you see how there's a bunch of other features in between that it's explained on our website.
Sure.
But the features at the core, what they're trying to do is to provide anonymized information to room participants that will provide some sort of nuance to help them understand if someone is saying something and it's somewhat credible. It's just going to give them a bit of an edge to know that something's credible. And so as we go up in our tiers, we have more and more of these features that will put a spotlight on these little nuances, inside these chat rooms. I don't know if do you spend a lot of time in these telegrams or these telegram rooms with projects?
Unfortunately, yes, I do. I spend a little bit too much, but I do it for probably a different reason. Being the CEO of MetricsCoin, I need to keep up with what other platforms are doing, what other projects are doing, and that sort of thing as well. So I find myself caught up a little bit too much. But the reason I say unfortunately is because I just read so much misinformation all the time.
Yeah, no, that's you get used to it at a certain point, and of course, like after a few years, you get to a certain level where you can decipher it quickly. But wouldn't it be nice to have a place where you were going into a room and the culture was to educate new entrants?
Yeah.
Right. To get their learning curve up faster. What's good for our industry? Is it a bunch of people looking to become millionaires in a day?
Sure.
Or is it people actually understanding what they're getting involved with, understanding the nuances of what they're getting involved with, the timelines, the expectations to have?
Yep.
It's a huge problem. And so we hope that by having this central place where there's all these projects and you're mixing whales who are heavy holders of all these projects with people who made positions and now they're in whales, but they've only been in a whale for a day, right?
Yeah.
is you're gonna have a lot of people coming into the market over the next few years who are individual traders and they have big wallets.
Yes,
You're gonna have
sure.
a big flow of these people. And so these people, imagine, I'll run you the thought experiment.
Yep.
A bunch of wealthy people looking to get into crypto, going into a Telegram room, where, you know, it's some of these memes you see are kind of out there, you know what I mean? And it's just bam, 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 bam. And it's kind of nauseating even sometimes. So my experience with a certain crowd of these people is that it scares them away. They go and see their broker right away, and they pay these crazy sums to buy the wrong coin.
Yes. Yeah. Very true.
You see what I mean? So
yeah.
If we can shorten that learning curve, get them to actually a set list of the projects that are really driving the needle forward in the entire industry, and not just for the industry, but for the benefits it's going to give to society over time, right?
Yeah.
It's important. So someone needs to solve this problem, and we want to be the people to solve this problem. We're launching in mid-July, but we're aiming to possibly launch earlier. We raised $900,000 in seed funding in Canada. So our investors, they didn't get any tokens, nothing like that. It was purely equity. So we brought them in as angels in a sense, and they're helping us execute our vision in an amazing way. PA and I, my co-founder, couldn't be more fortunate to have these partners on board.
Yeah, sure.
And that's really what helped us decide, hey, we're going to double down. We're going to double down on our efforts and really build an infrastructure where our chats, for instance, they're privately hosted. They're not run on some third-party chat service.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like we're not building a toy here. We're building long-lasting infrastructure that is actually novel and unique, and all our components and our software, everything it's custom. We're not taking the short route. At the start, when we launched the project in February, we were actually going the MVP route, where we were going to launch an MVP and all that.
Right.
But quickly, given the feedback we were getting from our community that got started with us, we decided, no, we have to double down, and we need to raise funds, and we need to launch this product at the peak of this cycle's bull run.
Yes. Yeah.
Because what's going to happen at the end of the bull run? Do you think people are going to be looking for answers?
Yes, exactly.
People are going to be looking for what actually matters, and we want to be that one-stop shop where you can know that you're in good hands. Like you're being given tools and a platform where we're kind of helping protect you against maybe this misinformation you would get in these more public types of groups. Yeah,
and that's really important, obviously. So what would you say the absolute main benefit to being a subscriber would be?
Well, there's benefits for different types of users, right? So you'll have your new market entrant who they've been trading typical financial products for the last 10, 20 years. Well, our goal with them, the number one benefit, is to get them up to speed quickly on what matters, and also get them up to speed on the key components of crypto blockchain that they should actually understand in and out. On the other side, for the more crypto natives, well, it's important to understand that whales aren't just Bitcoin whales or ETH whales. There's altcoin whales, right? And so you have whales of individual altcoins. So they might literally just come to Whale Room to be amongst the other whales of that altcoin, and to gather and to talk about the project. And in each one of those rooms, we're inviting the owners. So we have a role for project owners and project moderators. And so the teams can actually engage with their whale segment of their holders, which is important.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
So that's the two main sides. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's fantastic. And when we're talking sort of about the information that's being provided, is there a list of information that you try to provide? Is it more generalized, or how does that side work?
Well, you need to imagine that when you're going to go into each room, it's like a Twitter feed meets a Telegram room. And
Right.
so it's like a social platform. And so you're going to have whales in the groups makes posts just like they make posts when they're on Twitter. But now they know that they're only talking to other holders of a certain level. And so the nature of the conversations is probably going to be different. The depth they're going to go into the topics is probably going to be different. Like in our platform, we don't have a limit of 140 characters. And so you can get across a big idea to the community. And we have a feature within our room where every post that's made by a whale can be commented on by other whales.
Right.
Whale members have profiles where they can see all the saved posts that they've saved over time. And other members who match the right tier can see all of those posts as well across all the different rooms they're a member of. So you can really start as a beginner, if you start liking a lot of the content, a lot of the calls of a specific member in our platform, you can start following, understanding, okay, what is this person interested in? What does this person think like? And so you can come up with cool new mental models way faster than you would have if you didn't have this. And in crypto, we all know that's worth a lot. That is worth a lot.
Absolutely.
To know something that is accurate in a timely fashion is the difference between you guys. You saw yesterday. I don't know how many. There was 8.2 billion in liquidations yesterday.
Yeah, right. Wow, I didn't see that, but wow. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you've really put a lot of thought into this, and I noticed on the website you had a good sort of team there. Can you tell me a little bit more about your team?
Yeah, so my co-founder, PA, we went to university together here in Montreal. He lives in the UK now, but he's actually planning on moving back. So we had always talked about starting a business when we were in university, and we kept in touch. And so we've been working on Whale Room together. He's my co-founder in this. But apart from that, how we work in our organization is it's extremely decentralized, and kind of the ethos of crypto. But all of our staff are contractors. Right. Okay. So we have different buckets for everything. So we'll have a team for PR. We're gonna have a team. We have our dev team. At any given time, it's between 5 to 11 devs, all senior. Some in there are senior designers, and this is a team I've used before in my other company, WorkAxle, which is an enterprise workforce management solution. So they're used to building scalable solutions. I've already seen. I've been working with this team for over 5 years.
Oh, fantastic!
Yes, yeah. So it's not the first rodeo in terms of software building, and so
good.
That it's fun. So we're enjoying this process. It's also great just being so close to the community, and every time we have a doubt about a feature we're going to add, we're like, well, let's go ask the community, and they tell us right away. And they're the people who care the most, and they're the people who understand the problem we're solving the most. So it's like amazing to have them. It's awesome.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, what about as a more general question, sort of moving a little bit away from Whale Room? Where do you see this bull market going?
I think we're going to have a bit of sideways action. Not too long, but I think the bull run's ending this summer. It's probably going to end at the end of the summer. And then I don't think the dip is going to be as big as everyone thinks. Like, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the size of 2017. Yeah. And that's because the new players are coming in, like, they don't have paper hands. And they can't have paper hands because they have all of these rules in place for why they're even allowed to make these big positions, right? And so I think you're going to have less of a downturn, and then after that, I mean, if you ask me, over the next 100 years, we're going up in a straight line.
Yes, every chart just goes vertical. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the main layer one, like the main layer one networks that are going to survive, and then all of the underlying solutions that plug into those and bring utility to those networks. Yep. Those are the ones that are going to exist and drive the whole market up. You're going to have, it's not going to be a huge number of them, but out of the 6,000 that exists now, but it's going to be pretty interesting seeing blockchain applied in every single industry on planet Earth. Like,
Yeah,
can you imagine that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the way it's all going, and I don't think anything's can possibly stop it now. It's just going to be the new normal.
I completely agree. And it's just better, honestly, because it cuts out the middleman culture,
Absolutely.
right? And we can go back to focusing just on, the local task and not this top-down type structure everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. People have said many years ago that, the kids in school, they're being educated for jobs that don't even exist yet. And that every year that goes past, that just gets so much more truth in it,
Well, I'll tell you, I found high school more useful than university for kind of that reason. You learn more on the internet now than you learn in class.
Absolutely, you do. Yeah. I mean, 12 years ago, who would have even thought about blockchain? And now it's just taking over the world.
Yeah, it's special. It's special. So now's the moment to build. I encourage anyone who's thinking of an idea to build. It's the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, mate, we'll wrap it up in a sec, but is there anything else that you'd like to share with either of our communities about Whale Room or crypto in general?
All I'll say is, I'm sure a lot of people are this way, but it's to have a long-term outlook on this whole thing. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's important. It's something this important, so globally applicable. It needs to be done right, and so that's why it's kind of like I kind of think of blockchain as like silent but deadly. It's like it's coming, but you can't see it day to day. But then it arrives and boom, it's everywhere. It's a bit like iPhones were, right?
Yeah, very true. Yeah. So excellent. Well, mate, thanks very much for being a guest on our show. It's great to hear a lot about Whale Room, and we'll add a link to your website when we post this on all our socials. So it was great to have a good chat with you.
Yeah, and thanks for having me. It's a pleasure, and thank you to your audience too.
Good on you, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the Blockchain Chronicles. If you like anything that you heard today, please give the video a thumbs up. If you want to contribute to the conversation that was had between the guests, leave a comment below and we'd love to get your thoughts. Also, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time that we upload, which we are looking to do a couple times a week. So make sure you don't miss out. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the future. Bye.